Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna cut this off. Listening to Flowetry, getting late. all my all my real ones, all my like 70s and 80s babies know that song all too well. That whole album, as a matter of fact. But anyways, on the boxing voice, which I commend them for, I'm not by no means derogatory, even though, Ness and I have our disagreements. It's not an attack on them, but it's the whole psyche of poor people as a whole. Not as in, if I'm not calling boxing voice poor, but just the whole psyche of poor people versus rich people or wealthy people. Because I think it's a great way to because Deontay Wilder mentioned it, so I believe it's a great way to discuss this. We have a tendency to get in people's pockets. And I heard 78's video, and he said something about someone who would never hold $50,000. But you got to understand something. If you telling people how to spend their money, best believe you better know how to make money. And I'm big on statistical data. 7 out of 10 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. All right, and it's just essential. Stop living vicariously through someone else's life, right? And just as important as that, stop feeling as though you have the right or privilege, depending on your personality, to dictate how they should live their life. Listen, greatness is on the other side of fear. And if you genuinely believe that you giving people advice on their money when you don't have, I'm just be candid on, if you don't have $1 million home, multi-million-dollar home, Maseratis, Lamborghinis, own property, in control, but more importantly, in control of your financial, in control of your life financially, you cannot advise people and tell them what they should or should not do. As I did a video a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, I says, we have too many boxing fans trying to tell fighters what to do, how to fight, when to fight. How about your ass put yourself through a training camp? And if you want to call a fighter a bitch, you want to call him scared, you want to call him, and you can't even see your toes because your belly's so big. That's not right. Because keep in mind, when you point a finger, there's one pointing at the other person, there's 3 pointing back at you, and there's your thumb pointing up at God. So so when you point the finger, it's basically you're in denial about holding yourself accountable. All right, and I just think that it's just essential that we expound on the financial literacy part in our society, more important in our culture. I'm big on that on my Instagram feed. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, Silent Heroes. Good morning, Lincoln. I'm gonna finish this video and then I'll go pee pee, and then I'll come brush your teeth. But I think it's essential that we teach financial literacy and stay out of people's pockets. I know it's sexy to say, well, he makes $10 million versus he making $2 million, and it's a great conversation starter. It's a great topic of conversation. But some people are the exception, and you got to respect them for it. You understand what I'm saying? And as I told you guys in my video, once an athlete believes he's reached his pinnacle in terms of what he wants, in terms of what he desires, all he wants is money. Right now, Deontay Wilder is in a space in his life where he's chasing greatness, right? If you listen to, I'm just comparing. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but if you listen to when I covered Danny Garcia, if you listen to him and you see his Instagram feed now, it's rarely pictures of him training, making reference to boxing. He's doing a great job at his jewelry. His jewelry game is pretty nice. But when I interviewed him, he talked more about the assets of boxing versus boxing itself. And Deontay Wilder is talking about boxing itself. So I think it's essential that we respect these fighters. And
Daddy,
yes,
is my iPad done charging?
yeah, it's done charging here. And then we'll go downstairs. I'll give you breakfast, okay? So I think it's essential that we stay out of their pockets, and more importantly, hold yourself accountable to great.
So, Daddy, you're gonna sit on the mat.
Okay. You can sit on the bed next to Daddy. I think it's essential that we hold ourselves accountable to the same financial standards as them, and you know, so
Mommy,
that
there's her bed white.
okay. Let me finish this video. Give me 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I think it's essential that we hold ourselves accountable. Statistics don't lie. Only 10% of Americans have a comfortable lifestyle where they're not living paycheck to paycheck. Basically, they can do things twice. Only 5% are wealthy, and I think it's important. I think it's important that we adhere to that. All right. You can't advise a multi-millionaire how to spend his money when you're living paycheck to paycheck, when you haven't expanded your brand, when you haven't bought a bigger home, when you haven't bought rental properties, when you haven't expanded your business. I just think it's essential, and and if you need any encouragement, any motivation, I am the greatest example of that. 11 years ago, I bet on myself. You know what I mean? And, you know, now I live in $1 million home. I have foreign cars in my driveway, but I bet on myself. And and the only way you get through that, is if you bet on yourself and develop you. And I literally just want my black kings, man, to fully grasp and understand what the hell I'm saying. Because Tom Ford is a great example of that. You know, we have a stigma of, and Versace and Tom Ford is a great example. We have stigmas in our community. Oh, man, fuck gay people, fuck white people. Guess what? Tom Ford and Versace is. So it's a great contradiction to be cool, right? I'm just talking about the culture itself, right? We say one thing and do another and don't realize what we're doing, right? We got kids saving up for that $300 Gucci belt, but their mom is renting a 1-bedroom apartment, right? You got people saving up for the brand new Yeezys, and their baby needs formula, and their baby need milk, or whatever the case may be. All right, bet on yourself, level up mentally, level up spiritually, and level up financially. Because I don't care what no one say. I don't care what the local church say. Money solves the most problems here on earth. If you don't believe me, Anthony Joshua is a great example of that. Eddie Hearn doesn't want him to fight because he feels he can get 20 million, or they can, I don't know how much they make, but they can make great figures staying on that side of the pond and cashing out on their audience, right? So get your money up. Stop telling rich people how to spend their money. I'll give you an example, right? These are rich people problems. My business partner has to spend $1.8 million in the next 30 days. Well, I mean, it's property. It's a 1031 exchange, but he literally has to invest $1.8 million in dirt within the next 30 days, or else he gets taxed. He gets taxed on it. Those are rich people problems. A poor man will say, oh man, go buy a brand new car. Go buy some. It's okay if you get taxed on it. It's cool. You still got If they take 30%, you still got 1.3 million dollars. It's okay. Right? Poor people problems, right? Poor people can't tell you. Poor people can only tell you how to spend your money. They won't tell you how to make money, how to double your money. Poor people have poor habits, which create poor results. And that's just a space I'm in now. Just to give you guys, okay, I'm gonna break it down real illicit for you. I recently just bought a Tesla Model X, right? And I'm gonna give you guys real numbers. It cost me $101,000 to get the Tesla Model X, right? I have a Bentley, a Lexus truck, and a Honda Civic, which you guys see me in all the time. Here's what I am going to do because it makes more sense. I am going to put, Tesla has a deal for $8,000. I told you guys. They're putting solar panels on my home, which my electricity bill goes from when you got kids and, you know, everyone's always at your house. My house is the family house. My electricity bill will go from $180 to $12 in 5 years, right? You got to pay the $8,000 off, right? Part two to that. I'm going to get a Tesla Model X and sell my Bentley and sell my Lexus truck, right? Because it makes sense, right? These are, and this is what I'm talking about, the decisions that you have to make when you have money in order to make more money. I don't want to go to the gas station ever again. Now, keep in mind, I'm giving up my Bentley. And as a man, you guys can fully understand where the hell I'm coming from. But for the long term, I just think it's essential. I think it's essential. Dre has a Tesla, I have a Tesla, and with 2 kids, it makes life more accessible because literally I would come home, drive the Lexus truck, and then hop in my Bentley and go out. And then it got to the point where I couldn't come home. I had to transition, so I was driving my Bentley once, maybe twice. And you guys never see me in my Bentley when I'm doing my videos, maybe once, maybe twice a month. So it doesn't make sense for it to sit in my driveway. I'd rather sell it, get a Tesla, which I can drive every day. I can go to the boxing gym. I can pick up my kids. I can take them to school. Lincoln's about to start school, but these are decisions that people with money can make. All right? And I just think, and we all have the ability to make these decisions. We all have the ability to make these decisions. And I dropped my pride. Literally dropped my pride because it's nothing like driving around a Bentley in a major city. I don't give a fuck who you are. Yes, it's real out there when you drive. But at the end of the day, practicality and being financially disciplined, I want to save money for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, when I get 45, when both my kids are in school, you know, I'll go get hopefully Rolls Royce will have a car where it doesn't have to go, it's electric, and doesn't have to go to the gas station because I don't want to go to the gas station anymore. We were spending $500 a month on gas, you know, and between $400 and $500 a month on gas between all the cars. So, and you combine that with the electricity bill we're going to be saving in 5 years, I genuinely think it's a complete win. And at the end of the day, this is the financial literacy component that I want all of us to have, all right? Don't save $300 and go buy that belt or go buy those Yeezys when you're staying in your mom's house. There's nothing wrong with staying in your mom's house if it's going to make you a better person, right? Because the one great component that some families do is they let their child stay in the home until they're ready for real life. And in some cases that may be good, in some cases that may be bad, but as an individual parent, it's totally up to you. As an individual person, it's totally up to you. But that financial literacy piece is just so important. I thank God Deontay Wilder said that, because when he said that, obviously my knee-jerk reaction was like, stay out that nigga's pockets, right? But the more important piece to that was, poor people can't tell rich people how to live their life. I'm talking about not as an individual. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about just as a whole. If you composite everything together, you mumble and you compare and contrast. No, rich people make rich decisions because they made sacrifice. They bet on themselves. And some people get silver spoons. I agree. You know, but at the end of the day, it's hard to sustain wealth in a materialistic society. You understand what I'm saying? Just to go back, I'm giving up my car to get a Tesla. I drove that Tesla and I was like, I'm gonna do a review on it for you guys. I'll do a video so you guys can see it and everything. Because Tesla has a $35,000 car, they have a $70,000 car, and they have the Model X, which is, if you get all the you got to get the things where it drives by itself and all that, it comes to like $102,000. But they have a $35,000 car. You understand what I'm saying? And you never have to go to the gas station again. Grown man moves. I don't dance. I make money moves, right? That's what Cardi B say. But anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna go downstairs and you ready to eat, Lincoln?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go put some clothes on my son and get our day started. And I'm gonna go to the boxing gym and go lift weights and go run and do all that stuff. Have a great Thursday, y'all. March 31st. I won't be watching the fight. I'll be honest. It's March Madness. I'm going to be watching the Final Four. I'm going to watch the late broadcast. I'm just being 100 with you guys. I may watch the highlights. Or, I may go to the Watsons and watch the fight because I'll be in the Valley. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll bring my computer and watch the Final Four on my computer and watch the fight at the same time. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys real soon. But financial literacy, guys. Financial literacy is so motherfucking important, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.